And welcome in to Talk Out CB, and welcome back here to the channel, guys. We are going to be reviewing the game between Leganes and Barcelona today, and if you did sit through that, like I said a few times last season, I apologise that you had to sit through that kind of performance. It was poor, it was uninspiring, it was really difficult, really. Once we went 2-1 down, the problem for me, there was no sign of us coming back. You know, this is a Barcelona team with so much attacking talent, so much quality. There was no chance at all that we're even going to get in a position to draw this game, let alone go and win it. Last season, we saw poor performances, we saw difficult sort of scenarios, but we did actually manage to get ourselves back in the game. We managed to come from behind quite a few times and win. But here, nothing at all. No reaction, no real desire to get back in the game. It didn't happen. And the defending this season, I've mentioned it already, even when we won this season, the defending has been shambolic. Valverde elected to make quite a few changes going into this game. Munir El Haddadi coming in for Luis Suarez, Rakitic back in the lineup, and it was Thomas Vermaelen that started as the left back. And that's actually my first port of call, because in the summer we sold Lucas Digne a decent amount, we got a good fee for him. Now the option was there if Valverde didn't trust in Miranda or Cucurella, which he's seen both of them in pre-season. If he did not see what he liked, he should have then spent that money on a reserve left back to come in and just play a few games here and there, because you're never going to attract big talent to play under Jordi Alba. But if he didn't trust those younger players, we should have bought a left back. Instead, we've got Miranda there who doesn't play, wasn't called up, isn't trusted, and Valverde is playing centre backs at left back. That is not a good stage right there. Vermaelen made mistakes on the night. It wasn't all his fault, no doubt about that. This tonight was a poor team performance, but actually we went ahead. Felipe Coutinho scored an absolutely fantastic goal, incredible technique on the volley, played into him by Lionel Messi, who skipped past a few defenders. Brilliant play by him into Coutinho. It's a wonderful finish, a golazo. And at that point it looked like, we'll go on, score a few goals, the bottom of the league, we've got this covered. Messi hit the bar then, it was a good move, great effort from long range, his left foot hits the crossbar. But towards the end of the half, we just started to do what we've done in recent weeks. We started retreating, we started to lose a bit of motivation, a bit of drive, a bit of cutting edge, and we just started to drop back in the field. And you could see there, Leganes were gaining in confidence. They were thinking, you know what, we could have a good go here. They were putting free kicks in the box, they were getting shots away, they were having the time on the ball to do things, and that wasn't good enough. We got in at halftime 1-0, probably we were happy to go in at 1-0 at that point because Leganes were coming into the game, but we came out the second half exactly the same. It was still flat, it was still uninspiring, and even though you look and you say tonight was a really poor team performance, at some point here you have to say, is that coach inspiring this team? Is he getting the very best that he can out of these players? And the answer has to be no. In that dressing room before the game, at halftime, is he hammering home that you need to be alive, that you need to have that concentration at all times, especially when you follow on from that Girona game? We felt hard done by, we dropped points. Like I said in my match preview, this was the perfect game to hit back, get a lot of goals, keep that confidence going, and get back on the winning streak. We did not do that tonight. For whatever reason, we were still uninspiring, because for me, Valverde needs to do more in his role. He needs to get these players up for it, because I've said many times, a lot of people think that it's easy to be Barcelona coach. It absolutely isn't. You do have those top quality players, but what you have to do is man manage them, and that's what Luis Enrique was so good at when he came in, and particularly when it comes to Piqué. Luis Enrique came in, he benched Piqué straight away. Against Celta Vigo, I remember it, on the bench Piqué was, and after that, he really started to wake up and concentrate again and be the Piqué that we all know. And he, at the start of his Barcelona reign, had fantastic man management. The same goes to Pep Guardiola. He gets every last drop out of his players. The quality they have, you will see that on the pitch for 90 minutes, for long periods, not just here and there. Valverde, for me, has to do more in his role as coach. He's got to get more out of these players. He's got to get them more concentrated and more focused than we're seeing in many of the games we've seen this season. But going on to the goals themselves that we conceded, like I say, these are individual errors, these are defensive errors. It is very poor play from the players that are out there. We start here with Nabil Elzar, 52 minutes gone. There is one man in the box, that is Nabil Elzar. The ball is out to the left hand side, Leganes have got it on the counter attack, they got it there, and there is one player to aim at in the box. Elzar is up against Piqué, who's in the box, Umtiti, who's in the box, and Thomas Vermaelen, who should be marking Elzar a lot more closely. He is about, 5'7", maybe something like like that against 6-foot defenders, and somehow he wins that battle. He gets to the ball first, and you know why he gets there first, head of Marlon? Because he wants it more. He wants to get to that ball more than anything else, and the 3 players around in the box, they don't. As simple as that. Elzar gets on the end of it, Ter Stegen no chance, and Leganes are back in the game. Their fans are getting behind them, they're getting lost in the moment, the confidence is flowing, and it was simply seconds after that goal that they're straight back on the attack. And if you want to know about intensity and desire and will to win, look at the other team, the team at the bottom of the league with 1 single point, and they showed a lot better attitude than we did in this game. It's Rodriguez up next, just seconds, like I say, after we've conceded. And when you've just conceded a goal, as defenders, as midfielders, your first thought should be, how do I avoid that happening again? What we've got to do now is get our foot back on the ball and make sure that we take the pressure off ourselves. Do not concede again, whatever you do. But if anything, we looked even more lack of focus, lack of concentration. In those seconds after the goal, we completely switched off. There's nobody marking the attackers for Leganes. It's a simple ball over the top that we do not deal with, and suddenly Piqué is all on his own. He's all on his own, having to defend against 2 players. He actually cuts out the pass, he actually intercepts it, but what he doesn't realise is that the ball he's then played is straight into the path of Rodriguez, who has the finish there. He blasts it past Ter Stegen, who again has absolutely no chance. It is a mistake from Piqué, it is a blinding error, and suddenly we find ourselves from 1-0 up to 2-1 down to lowly Leganes. And like I said before, after we went 2-1 down, there was never any feeling from me that we could hit back, that we could strike back, and we could get ourselves back in this game. You know, Valverde made changes, Suarez came off the bench, Jordi Alba, you look at Malcolm coming on, but nobody ever showed the right urgency, the right composure. We were panicking in the final third. This just does not look like a team that when the chips are down, they can get back in it. And the problem is, at the start of the season, after last season, and what we saw from Valverde, particularly against Roma, against Levante, we really did go down hard and go down heavy. I thought, you know what, I'll wipe the slate clean. This is a new season, he's got a lot of new players now, and that's the problem. Valverde this season, he has the squad, he has the players, he has the depth. When we rotate now, we should be doing much, much better than we are, but we're not, and that is the massive problem for Valverde. He has the tools this season, he is running out of excuses. We've got to see better from this team. We have to see better from him, there's no doubt about that at all, because like I say, we didn't show signs of coming back. We created a few good chances after that, there was a few fantastic saves from the Leganes keeper, but we were never winning this game. As soon as we went 2-1 down, the life that was already out of our defenders went out of our whole team. The lights went out, there was nobody home, we were never ever getting back in this game. And the problem that we have now is we are under huge pressure at the top of the table. Real Madrid now will be going on, they'll be playing Sevilla away from home. That's a very difficult game, but I would expect them to maybe get through that one. And even if they get a point now against Sevilla, they are going to be the new leaders of La Liga, and suddenly in the space of 2 games we've blown our lead at the top and we are in real trouble. We are on the verge of a crisis, and I know that sounds strange, but that's how it works at Barcelona. The media there now will be on Valverde, they will be on those players. We rely massively on Lionel Messi. When he doesn't score, when he doesn't create, we're in massive trouble, and that has been a problem now, not just, you know, this season, but for many, many years. We need a plan, we need a structure, and tonight it simply didn't happen. When we were behind, we never looked like getting back in it, and to go behind, like I say, the defending was absolutely shambolic. This team right now is lacking desire and really, really lacking in confidence, and that is the most important thing for me. They're lacking in that belief that they can go out there and show that quality, because make no mistake about it, we are a team that have the quality to be beating Leganes. This shouldn't be any problem for us going to a team who, like I say, had 1 point, but in the match preview I specifically said watch out for Leganes, do not underestimate them, because they've been very close in recent weeks, and Valverde will know that. They've got guys behind the scenes who study their results, who study their style of play. They will know that Leganes would be on the very close to getting a good result in the past few games, and they were really trying to turn their season around. And I said in the match preview, do not be the team that Leganes turn their season around against. What have we done? We've done exactly that. We've fallen into their trap. Somehow we've taken the lead and we've blown it. We've blown our lead at the top of the table. We've blown our lead tonight, and this team, and particularly this coach Ernesto Valverde, needs to get back on track, and needs to get back on track very, very quickly. Piqué was not concentrated enough tonight. Samuel Umtiti, for me, over the last few months, he won the World Cup, of course, and especially now following that, he hasn't really kicked on. There is a lack of concentration there. Sergio Roberto in this game, as he has been in a few games in the past, may be exposed in that right back area. And Thomas Vermaelen, he is not a left back. Simple as that. If we're not going to trust in Miranda, we should have brought something in, and that is a real problem indeed. So leave your thoughts down below, guys. What did you think of the game tonight? What did you think of our performance? Are there bigger problems to worry about? Is this a one-off? I don't really think so. Leave your thoughts down below. I will see you soon. I'm sorry again about tonight, but until then, as always, Vesca El Barça.
Barça! Barça!